You can start.
I can start now? Okay. A very good morning and a happy Friday to all of you. District Director, DTM Mona Al-Aqab, Program Quality Director, DTM Yasser Al-Gashar, Club Growth Director, DTM Siham Muhammad, current and future leaders, and the entire District 20 family and dear members. This is Muhammad Sadiq, your Surgeon at Arm, in today's workshop, discussing how to conduct area club visits and to find new leads to expand our family. Before we start, let's together repeat the district mission. We build new clubs and support all clubs in achieving excellence. Please let me share with you some ground rules for today's workshops. Everyone is aware of his exits. Please keep your mic off unless you're called to speak. Please use virtual hand if you want to speak. In case you're moving while a speaker on stage, please turn off your camera. Now, it's the time for the show. Let's wait no more. It is time now for me to introduce the master of the ceremony. Who she is? She is the immediate past president of Cairo Toastmasters Club, Area 25 Director, first runner-up in DTAC International Speech Contest 2022, first place winner in Storyfying Contest in International Convention of Public Speaking 2020. I will end my part by saying a sentence of a person that I admire. If you spend too much time thinking about a thing, you will never get it done, from Bruce Lee. Please help me welcome the master of the ceremony, Toastmaster Wala Othman.
Oh. Welcome, everybody. Good morning. I hope y'all are doing well. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, as we gather here today in this radiant embrace of Toastmasters International, people from all over, I stand before you as the master of ceremony, the orchestrator of a great symphony that is our area, that is our district meeting. We are here to show our love for words, ideas, and inspire each other to do two things: enhance our area visits and look for prospect leaders. So as we embark on this quest to uncover the profound art of leadership, it is important that we reach our destination by people, by connections who help us run smooth meetings. Therefore, I'd like to first start by thanking and acknowledging those who are the secret agents that will help me today run a smooth meeting. We have the Sergeant at Arms that you have seen earlier, Toastmaster Muhammad Sadiq. Do me a favor and clap in the comfort of your bedroom so we feel connected. A real clap, not the Toastmaster one. We have Zoom Master Dinesh Komarpal. We also have Timer Toastmaster Vikram Juchi. You have myself as the Master of Ceremonies, Wala Uthman, and we have the PR Master, Toastmaster Safa Salman and Toastmaster Taiza Zaki. Hey! And of course we know the cherry on top in any organization are the leaders that I was so starstruck to see. when they came to Egypt. Adding to the amazing icing of that cake, a new member of that family this year. Help me introduce the compassionate lady boss of District 20. Someone who always serves the district silently, yet empowering leaders along the way. Someone who practices optimism in the face of adversity without a care in the world. Her excellence in leadership still resonates through her journey in Toastmasters. Someone who demands excellence, which is very evident from her terms as an area director and division director, where she took her area and division to be the #1 amongst the areas and division of District 20. A weaver of wonder, our district director dreams big for the District 20 family members. Help me welcome DTM Muna Al-Aqab. Floor is yours.
Wow, what a great introduction. Master of Ceremony, Area 25 Director, Toastmaster Wala Uthman. Thank you so much for the great introduction. Let me acknowledge the presence of the Program Quality Director, DTM Yasser Gashar, Club Growth Director, DTM Siham Muhammad, and we have a very great leaders here. We have Division Director, Muhammad Shiraz, Division H Director. We have the area directors here, and we do have also past Division Director, past PRM, and our lovely admin manager, Toastmaster Sarah, and members. Great early morning to you all, and Friday bless. Great leaders are not just born. Do you agree with me? Great. They are made through the actions and determinations. In our role as a leader, it's crucial to actively seek out leads, pave the way, and set an example for our club's members to follow. Lead with passion, purpose, and conviction. When I've been an area director 2015, 2016, it was my first role out of the club, beyond my club. And through that, role, I learned many things. Because 3 years being within a club and just taking that role, I discovered many things by that role only. I discovered that Toastmaster is not only a club. It is a huge association. And I learned that I'm not alone. I learned that many leaders are willing to help and support. And I discovered the love within the Toastmaster. I discovered also the hands that's coming without asking, and found myself that I've been taken care with the leaders, showing me the way and showing that in Toastmaster, you are always will find someone that will support you and help you. By end of that year, I've been the area of the year where I didn't know what is area of the year. And I remember the district director was pushing me to just register this. Please, please, DT Mona, did you fill the forms? Did you fill the forms? I say, no, not yet. And I remember I filled it the last 2 minutes before the deadline. And this, what I learned from my district director, DTM Ali Shahbaz. Whenever you do something, you have to also, you will get, acknowledged, you will be awarded, and there is something always for you. From that moment, always I'm thinking to whenever I take something, a position, I do my best on that position. Area director is the compass for the clubs. They look at the area director whenever they think that they need something, and they always seek his support or her support. You are the key, or you are the link between the district and the clubs. And also, not only this, the way that to bring new clubs, the lead that we will get by the area directors. When I've been an area director, I brought 2 clubs of that term. So this is the thing that we have to think, look in a wow way, so that we can also support, serve our members within the clubs within the area, and you are the one who are going to bring everything from the clubs to the district. How can the district support your areas there? Believe me, the area directors, this is the best role I've been taken through my journey in Toastmaster. Wish you all the best, and hopefully that you will end the term with also a wow term. Thank you so much. I'm back to our Master of Ceremony.
Thank you, District Director DTM Mona Al-Uqab. And thank you for making me feel so much better about myself, for saying that leaders are not born that way, because I only saw you that way. So I thought maybe you were born that way. Maybe you were the exception of the rule. So good to know that. Now, Toastmasters, sometimes with leading, and you're in this leadership of Toastmasters, in the club it feels like a song, a symphony, but in leading, it feels like an angry river, sometimes flowing so deep and in waves that are way higher than we can swim in. But there's always one calm attitude, one calm person that holds those waves firm and takes people's hands and helps them dive in. This is none other than our DTM Yasser Al-Qashar. He holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Chemical Engineering, working with Banagas for 22 years, currently serving as Superintendent Materials Quality and Control. He joined Toastmasters in June 2012. He is one of the founders of Banga's Toastmasters Club. He has served in several positions in Toastmasters, from clubs, area, division, district, and DTAG. He was DTAG 2021 chairman, a member of 5 clubs, and he believes that a true leader is who learn with enjoyment, share with passion, and lead by example. Our Program Quality Director, DTM Yasser Al-Qashar, floor is yours.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony and Area 25 DTM Toastmaster Wala Athman. It is great that from early morning we have this energetic voice and giving all this nice word, so our day will become more and more active. So thank you, Toastmaster Wala, for this. First of all, let me recognize the presence of our District Director, DTM Mona Al-Aqab, our CGD, Club Growth Director, Toastmaster, our DTM Saham Mohammed, our Admin Manager, Toastmaster Sarah, Division H, Toastmaster Hamad Shiraz, area. We have a lot of area director here. So area directors, boss leader, and also my brother Alan. Last BRM we worked in the office one, and so great to see you all here today. And we have a lot of leaders here of District 20. Today workshops. Thank you CGD for this workshop. The good thing in this workshop today, both workshop, it is as Area 23 Muhammad Sadiq mentioned about the mission of District of Toastmaster. Both workshop, if you want a small or symbolize the mission, it is today. Today, it is. We said we build new club and support all club. So build new club, it is that what Toastmaster Annan will talk about, how to get the lead, and also support the club. It is by area visit. The area visit is the main source, or the area director is the main source for sustainable of the clubs. From his report, from his advice for the club. So the club, okay, after we lead, then the club and the area director is the main guy who will support the club for sustainable of the club, for quality things. So your report is very, very important. I know the visit report under our CGD, Toastmaster Saham, but we in the program quality director, we are checking all the area visit and we are analyzing. It is the main thing that the source we are getting some knowledge about the club, how the club is there. So area director, I know Toastmaster Farooq will talk a lot of that things in his workshop, but make sure your visit is source for a lot of things, for the quality of the club, for the sustainable of the club. It is indicating for us as maybe for the division director and the trio and this one. This is to give a lot of information for that club from your visit, from your discussing. So try to check everything in your visit, and it is one of the great things. And the area director, it is also the first people who is following with the club. So we are waiting for your great report, area directors. We are following that report. We analyze that report. So try to make it. And I know Toastmaster Farooq is maybe one of the best. He do his workshop also before in the beginning of this term about areas. Alan, for the leading of the clubs, I know he's amazing. He's amazing PR, amazing person. He's supporting a lot of districts. So thank you for all today teams. Even the teams for today, role players, it is amazing. The people who supporting District 20 now for most of the workshop in BQD or CGD or PRM, they are the main bond for our district. So thank you for all your great job. All the best. And back to you, Master of Ceremony. And thank you for your words and energetics.
Thank you. Thank you, DTM Yasser Qashar. And now every club faces some gloomy days with their membership. And we need that, let's say it in a poetic way. In the garden of Toastmasters, she is the bloom, nurturing clubs to chase away the gloom. Her kindness, a beacon of passion. Her kindness, a beacon. Her passion, a song. Our club growth director, helping us belong. Hey! So get ready to witness Egyptian by birth, teacher by profession, Toastmaster by passion. Join Toastmasters in 2017. became club president, VPE, VPPR, secretary, treasurer, and sergeant at arms. What haven't you not joined? A chartered member for several clubs in 2020 and 2021. She was the area director, or one of the area directors in 2021, a division director 2022, DTC vice chair, is that DTAC? DTAC vice chair, Arabic, club retention chair 2023, club growth director 2024. DTM Siham, our club growth director, help us with your bloom to chase the gloom away. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Actually, after your introduction, I don't want to talk. I just want to enjoy the introduction. Let me recognize the presence of our district director, DTM Mona Al-Aqab, our program quality director, DTM Yasser Al-Gashar, our admin manager, TM Sarah Ibrahim, our beautiful area director, TM MC for today, Wala Othman, and our presenters, TM Immediate Past Division C Director, TM Farouk Qadir, and our past district PRM, DTM Alan Paul. Thank you so much for being here. And let me also welcome the current dignitaries, division, areas, and past, future. Anyway, I'm not going to take long because we already are behind time. I'm just going to tell you something from my experience as an area director. I was like, you know, when you feel that you are smashed, you are chasing the clubs, chasing the presidents, chasing VBEs, everyone in the clubs, in order to come to you and in order to convince them, please, the club plan, please, the visits, all right? And above you is the district represented and the division director. Come on, you have to make new clubs. You have, Alhamdulillah, I made 2 clubs and that was from Allah's luck. But we have to find ways. So that's why today, inshallah, we are going to help you not to feel so smashed. We are going to just take you a little bit to relax you and to relieve you with 2 great representatives and innovative ones to learn from them. Thank you so much for everyone today come or participated with us or accepted the role. Really, really thank you from the heart. And I wish you very, very best. So please, let's go on and enjoy the session for today. Over to you, our MC.
Beautiful. Let us enjoy it. Thank you, DTMC Hem. And now our Zoom moderator asks everybody to turn on their camera and embrace yourselves for a group picture. Turn on your
Just to
cameras.
hold it till our past district director, immediate past district director switch on camera. You can hold for a second. Welcome.
That was not part of the plan, but that's okay.
Talk about timing.
Mr. Ghulam Farooq Qadir, can you click the group photo?
Be careful driving.
Yeah, I'm parking on one side. Let's go.
Yeah, okay, good.
Trust Professor Ghulam Farooq Qadir, please click the photo.
Done, DTM Dinesh.
Perfect.
Carry on, Master of Ceremony.
Yasser,
right.
background. Yasser, can we take another click? Let Yasser change his background. I think he's shifting from his laptop to another.
No, because I am going for another meeting.
Yeah, that's why I know.
Alrighty, do continue. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, Toastmaster Dinesh and everyone else. And now I'll go through the 2 things we have today. So we basically have 2 workshops, one of which is I'll have to read that from the agenda. So one of which is ensuring successful club visits. That's the first one. And the second is finding new leads from desert dunes to packed rooms. So our two workshop presenters are Toastmaster Farouk Wedad and DTM Alan Paul. And now help me welcome Toastmaster Farouk, who joined Toastmasters in November 2018. That's so close to my date of joining. He is currently a member of 2 clubs in District 20 and 1 club in District 56. He is the jack of all trades. At club level, he has served as president, vice president education, vice president membership, treasurer, and sergeant at arms. I mean, Toastmasters Safa Salman and Faiza Qazi, what are you doing? Teach him something about VPPR so he can just finish the game. At district level, he has served as Area 2 and Division C director. His workshop title is Ensuring Successful Club Visits. I am so looking forward to it. Toastmaster Farouk Qadir, the floor is all yours.
Thank you very much, Master of Ceremonies, for that wonderful introduction. Bit long, and I like the way that you just said, ask somebody to teach me about being a VPPR. And that's what we are here in Toastmasters for, learning all the time. It's not what we have learned, but what we need to learn more and what we can do more to fulfill ourselves. That's why it makes us wake up early in the morning today for everybody to be here and join us for this session. So just give me a time just to share my screen and see if it's visible to everybody. Just give me the go ahead when it's visible.
Yes, it's visible.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Dinesh. So, fellow Toastmasters and district leaders, current and future, what today's session is that it's mostly for area directors. But again, the thing is that what we teach for the future leaders, for area directors, is also applicable to other Toastmasters who are willing to be leaders in the future. And this is what we need to learn. Before we go into a leadership position, we want to learn what it is about and what we need to do, how we can do our job on the best. And one of the job requirements of an area director is to have 2 club visits. And this is part of the credits that they get as an area director. But why are club visits so important that TI has made it part of the recognition for the area success plan? Okay, this is something that we are going to learn today about why some things are important. And we are going to have this session as a very interactive session. So feel free to chime in, unmute yourself if required. I'll ask some questions for some of the members. If nobody's volunteering, they will be, as we tell in Toastmasters, voluntold. So I'll be volunteering on their behalf. So they will be forced to volunteer. So the agenda is simple for today. Is what is a successful club visit and what are the club visit outcomes? So one of the things for a successful club visit is that we need to prepare and we need to identify what it is. And we need to recognize what are the outcomes are expected for this visit. So these are 2 important things. Identify what a club successful visit looks like, recognize what the outcomes will affect. Because if you don't recognize what the outcomes are and how important they are, how can you plan for it? And how can you emphasize what you need to look for? And then based on both of these, you develop strategies to hold productive and successful club visits. Now, there are some things in the club visit that are going to be, and we are going to discuss that together for all of us. So something that is ideally recommended and something that needs to be practical. If you want to do an ideal club visit, you need to do a moments of truth and all of those things in details. But most of the time, we don't have time for that because we are following the club's agenda. So how do we ensure that we are prepared before time with all the information that we need to fill up the things? Let me go further. So let us now discuss what is a successful club visit. First of all, as I said, this is going to be a completely interactive session. So I want you to think about some things. Why do we need to conduct club visits? And how early first of all, let's discuss this. Why do we need to conduct club visits? Can anybody answer me on that one. Okay.
I can.
Sure, please, sir.
So one of the main things for us on why should we do the visits is,
Mhm.
as an area director, I need to understand what is the environment of the clubs that I'm in, what are the positive things that they're doing, and what are the things that needs improvement. I get
Yep.
to analyze with them how they can elevate to have successful meetings
Mhm.
and how they can build more membership.
Sure. Okay. Excellent answer. Anybody has any follow-up questions on this point? On how we can achieve those things? Anybody wants to contribute more further? Point. Now, what was said here is very important. We are really looking for how to help the clubs achieve their goals. But do we have enough time to do that? When you go to a club meeting, many times, how much time is scheduled for your club visit as an area director? Yes, Mr. DTM, Mr. Vikram Joshi. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, actually, this is the problem we faced when we started our journey.
Yes.
We didn't have time, and it was only one. I'm not saying it's only 1 month, but 1 month time was our target to complete our club visit in order to get on the early bird.
Sure.
So what I got suggested was always talk to the past area director, so
Mhm.
that you come to know what kind of clubs you're working with, what are the strengths and weakness of the club. So this will help you to know the clubs better, and you can save on time and energy, so that you can conduct a successful visit, looking more into the strengths of the clubs and the weakness of the club, and you can proceed from there accordingly.
Great, great. That's one very important thing. So this is something, what do you need to conduct an area visit plan? So you need to prepare accordingly for all of those information. But how do you get this information from? So I wrote here some points here, and I wanted to make it interactive. So these are the points that I write as very common points. District vision. First of all, you need to know what the district vision is, what they are planning for, what they're looking for. What are the success plans for the district, the area, and the club success plans? One of the things that before you conduct your area visit, what are you going to do? You are also having the submittal for the club success plans beforehand, don't you, Mr. Vikram, for that one? And you look at those club success plans and you're looking at how the club is performing, what the targets are. So you do that. Now, the thing is, how early should you schedule your club visit? Any timeline for this? And why is this important? Any volunteers? Okay. Yes, Tososola, please.
I believe it should be like a month early, even though I've never done that. And I usually cram it right before the visit. And of course, we should give them time to enhance things so that when you visit, it's better.
Yes, excellent thing. As early as possible, actually. And at minimum, it's actually, you need to have at least a minimum of 4-week notice. That is the best method, best practice to follow, as our IPDD has chat again and again. But most of the times we cram it at the last moment. So one of the things is, when you conduct your first area council meeting, it's always when you share the club area success plan, which you are worked together with the club leaders, you plan your club visits accordingly. Why? Because the clubs have their own meeting agenda. Sometimes the day that you want to have a club meeting may be a speakathon. They don't have time for any address or anything else, and the agenda for a speakathon is different from a normal club meeting. So you need to give them ample time for them and yourself, so that you ensure that what you are attending is a regular club meeting. Sometimes it's a club celebration, okay, which is good to attend, but you really want to, as an area director, you really want to see how a normal club conducts its meeting. That is one of the most important things that you're looking to see, how they are performing, how you can support them. So it's 4 weeks there. And again, one of the benefits of scheduling at least 4 weeks before is perhaps you can take up a role And one of the best recommended roles for an area director to take up in a club meeting is a general evaluator, because you are able to do as a general evaluator all the job that is required, most of the job that is required from the area director visit report that needs to be completed. Any questions, any contributions on these points? Anybody? Okay. Again, I would prefer if most of you can turn on your cameras if possible, and just contribute, because the thing is, these workshops are meant to be really more interactive. And I need to see you and you need to see me, so we interact with each other and have any questions that are any doubts. Okay. So these are things that additionally we can write. I would like you to go over this and think, why should you do this? Why do we need to conduct club visits? And how early should you plan for this one? This is something very important. Now, already the time for the first club visits is going to finish in November. So you still have a month left. If you have any meeting to schedule it right now, a month in advance, and plan for certain things. Okay. Now, another question, before you go there to any club, what is the information you can get ahead for? This was already answered a bit by Toastmaster Vikram. Like, what do you know about the club? You know, some of us are new area directors, you know, or most of us are new area directors. We don't know sometimes anything beyond our club or one other club in the area. How do we get to know about them? So where you can get this information? The first thing is do our homework.
Dashboard. Oh, sorry.
Absolutely, CGD, SAM. Dashboards. This is one of the biggest information that you can get from the dashboards. What do you get from the dashboard? Can I ask anybody to just elaborate on some points that we can get from the dashboard? What do we get?
Can check the DCP point of the club membership status, and also if there any the success plan also he can take in hand, or you can virtually he can see before going to the club particular. These information I think should be in hand to the area director.
Absolutely. And the other thing is, you can always talk to the club leadership. Most of the club leadership is already the key part of the club leadership is already part of your area council. When they present their monthly updates or quarterly updates as you schedule your area council meetings, you'll get information about what the club is going about and what their targets and everything is about, what challenges they are facing. Okay. And what's more, as Toastmaster Vikram says, past area director is always a good source of information, or your current division director could also be part of the information because they have grown from the area director role, or they have history with the district or the division and the area. They can guide you on that one. And again, you always have a team of the trio who are there to support you, to give you any information that you may need. But the thing is, you need to ask for information, but do your homework first. Any other source that you think that is important here? Sometimes you have a member who's close to you in a club who may provide you some information. Okay, but again, any information that you have should come officially to you from the club leadership. You can keep that source of information confidential for your own motivation, like even the past area director information for yourself, but the official report should contain the official information that you have gotten from the club. That is one of the important things that I would recommend everybody to, as area director, to really be aware of a little bit. Okay. Now, what should you look when you go? Now you have the club visit arranged. What should you look for in your club visit? Okay. So the key thing for anything that you want to follow up is that you need to, first of all, there's a report, go through the club visit report. Now this club visit report is now online. But again, a PDF of this is available, so you can look at it before you go. So look at this. There's something that he calls moment of truth. And the moment of truth, there are some important things like first impressions. And one of the most critical things that when we arrange an area director visit is try to come in to the meeting at least 15 minutes early before they really open for socialization. Why? Because you can see how the organization is and you can make notes of it. And you can see how guests are treated if guests are coming early. And the other thing is when you see the meeting invite, you can see how the organization of the meeting is, how prepared they are, how they are publicizing it, whenever they're publicizing the club meetings and everything. So you can look at the agenda. And when you see the membership, like how they are greeting members to each other, how they are greeting guests. So that shows to you a lot about how the club is functioning and how it is. You can also see the interaction between the members. Are they forming groups separately or are they interacting with each other? Are they supportive to each other? So these are important things to notice because a healthy club, all members will support each other and they will have a feeling of what we call camaraderie, that they are joking around with each other, caring about each other and supporting each other. This is important. Now, many feel that, as Toastmasters, we have to be distinguished and dignified. No, that does not mean we can have fun and tease each other. That shows a camaraderie that needs to be shared, as long as it's done with dignity and restraint, But that is one of the important things that you're looking for all these meetings. And you're looking at the program planning and the meeting organization. Like you look at the agenda, how far ahead did they share the agenda with you, with the other members accordingly? And again, when the meeting comes, how did they organize it? And did you see any changes in the agenda? And if there were changes in the agenda, why did it happen? Did some of the members drop out? And these things. And if you look at this, like the first impressions, membership orientation, fellowship, variety communication, program planning, and meeting organization, they look more like what a general evaluator typically does in a meeting or part of the jobs of the general evaluator. So that's why I typically recommend that when you go to plan a club visit, kindly request the club leadership, if you can come, if you required, can you be the general evaluator for the session? This will give you a lot of time to observe critically and give feedback to them very nicely. Okay. The other thing you're looking for is membership strength. This is something you can find from the dashboard. But again, so how does this in an actual club visit is important for membership strength? Sometimes a club has 30 members, but when you go to a meeting, you only find 10. So is that membership strength real? Or there's a reason why club members are not attending? So that is a point of concern that you will try to notice. And achievement recognition. What have they achieved? Why is this important? Achievement recognition. Because you are there to motivate, inspire, and recognize people, the clubs. And this is usually part of what we call your area director address. Do not tend to make an area director address about Toastmasters International or all the things. Make it about the club. That's what you're here for. Recognize all the club leaders. Try to know the club leaders' names by names. Who is the treasurer? Who is the sergeant of arms? How can you find that out? As area director, anybody can tell me about how do you know who are all the officers in the club in your area? Yes, Toastmaster Muhammad Amin.
By using the club center first, if I'm a member,
Absolutely.
if I'm a member of that club, if I'm not, we usually go back to the report and ask the leaders of the club to provide me with a list of names beforehand and before the visit.
Okay.
And then I will double check it with their agenda and actually meet them face to face when I reach there 15 to 30 minutes before the meeting.
Excellent. So anybody has any other source of information that we can use? Yes, please.
I guess, yeah, District Central, we can go there and see the list of the officers. It's in our hand.
Absolutely. So this is the primary source of information because the agenda and everything you'll get approximately a week before, perhaps, or 2-3 days before, Sometimes the day of the meeting, you'll get the agenda. Some clubs take time to finalize the agenda. As DTM Siham rightly said, If you go to the district central, you find all of this information available to you beforehand. You can even see like how is the membership list, when was the member joined, how long have they been members for, who is the senior member and why they are senior, and why are they continuing in the club, how long they have been continuously with the club, when they did the original join. All of these things are there. So you can look at it. So have a look at this manual, which is the area director report, which is a very important report that you need to be review yourself before going ahead. And if possible, take a printout of it so you can take notes accordingly when you do your visits. So you have all the data available to you. Okay. So this is why I'd like to just end this. The first session of the agenda, part of the agenda is, for a successful key visit, preparation is the key. You need to do a lot of preparation because, as our district director has said, the area director is the heart and the pulse of the district. You are the point that connects and the main communication node between the clubs and the district. You have the source of information. You are the first point of contact for the clubs. You are their guide and mentor. Okay? And if required, you need to be a coach and guide and tell them how to do it. Sometimes club members will come to you about this one. Okay? So let's come to the second part of the agenda, which is what are the club visit outcomes that we are really looking for. Okay? So I think this is very clear. Like some of you have said, like before we go to a club, you're trying to see what you can find from the dashboard. So what are the things that we get from the dashboard? Education levels. Can somebody say why education levels are important from the dashboard?
Because it will make help to the club to declare as a president or distinguished president.
Sure.
Status.
And not only this, but the education levels, you also need to go back to the district central, and also the other there's a dashboard like how many members achieved their completed the levels. So you know exactly who completed that which level in that year, because you want to ensure that is it only the senior members who are completing the levels? What about the new members? Have they been encouraged? Have they chosen a path? So these are again on the district central. There's a complete dashboard that you can see. Like when you look at the district central and we don't download the membership list, you can find out from yourself, like if any member has not registered in pathways, if that is pending. So that is something you can note about it. You do not publicize it in the area in the club visit itself, but make a note of those things and see how many people are registered in the pathways. They get those statistics. And if not, you can use a word or two in your area director address to say that this is what you would like to see in the club, 100% area pathway adoption. And you can point out like, if there's any program that is required for the members who are there who have not given their first speech or completed a path, let's say in 6 months or a year, they did not complete a path, you can come around and say, do you need some support in attending a speechcraft? You can point out hints to them and say, a speechcraft is being conducted. Do you want to attend that? If none of them are in the pathways, you can guide them to the new member orientation program and see that, which is good. Okay, the membership status. Again, a good statistic that you're looking for. What are you looking for here in the membership status in the dashboard? Any contributions from your team? Yes, Toastmaster Muhammad Amin. Good to see you active.
You're looking for if they are retaining their membership, that's number one. Yep. If they are able to add new members, that's number two. Yes. And that indicates how well they're publicizing their club and actually grabbing leaders and future leaders.
Absolutely, absolutely. And typically, if you look at statistics, any organization typically loses about somewhere between 10 to 30, 40 members, 40% of their members every year. So you need to replace them. Okay, a good club will lose hardly little any of the club members, but again, not losing any of the members, and also not adding new members. Is this good? Say a club has 25 members and they are members for a long time. None of them left, but they did not add any member. Is that a good sign? Why is that? Any comments? Brainstorming. There are no right or wrong answers here. Yes, Toastmaster.
Can I say something?
Yeah, I think Toastmaster Wala raised her hand before.
Okay,
Just give
it's
her a
okay,
chance
okay,
before.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'd actually prefer DTM Siham if the area directors take an active role in this one and more than the experienced people.
Absolutely, yes. No, I'm trying because I thought no one is raising hands. That's why.
Yes, thank you, madam. Yes,
And
yeah, that's
I
also all
believe
right.
I believe the problem with not adding new members would be not finding successors for the club and not having new blood. Yeah.
Yes. And why is new blood important? Because you want new ideas, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes what is right for you is not right for everybody. And again, we also learn. Sometimes some clubs are so set in their ways that they don't do, that they're not open to new things. And after sometimes they find out suddenly that membership dropped. Yes, I see district admin manager also raising her hand.
Yes, I believe new blood means a renewed source of energy for the club, which gives a lot of opportunity for members who are already part of the club, means they are seniors, to learn from what the new member brings to the table. And it's a win-win situation on both ends, actually.
Yes. Very good. And this is one of the other points that is very important regarding membership. You see, we always think mentors are important, but mentees are also important because mentors also learn from mentees. And unless you have a new mentee with a new blood and new challenges, you are not able to develop yourself as a mentor also. So this is one of the important things you're looking for a healthy club. The relationship to be alive, the learning environment to be alive for something new. This is why we are here in Toastmasters, right? We want to learn something. The day I'm not learning something, the value of the club is gone to me. If I'm not feeling excited about something, what is there for me to attend the meetings? And this could be one of the reasons that you look for. Why aren't senior club members attending the meeting? Okay. And the other thing that you find from the dashboard is the club officers training. Why is this important? How many club officers were trained in the last meeting? Any volunteers? Yes, Professor Mohammed Amin.
First of all, this is to understand if the leaders of the club do really understand their role. If they are able to complete their role and they understand what are the needs and what are the stuff that they need to do to have a successful club.
Sure. What would you say if someone said, I have been an officer for a long number of years, I have taken up all roles multiple times. Why do I need to attend the officers training again?
He will learn something new every time.
Absolutely. Because you see, generations change, perceptions change, and memberships keep changing. Yeah. So the expectations of the members are going to be different. Sometimes you have a member that is there for a short time. Their objective is different. Sometimes people come and say to me, like, we had a member who just was there for 1 year or 2 years and they did not renew later on. They left us first. That's okay. They came there with an objective. They may have wanted to have completed a path, take up a leadership role. They have learned something from it. They go. But as long as they go with positive memories, they can still be our ambassadors in their organizations and guide members to us. But you can't do that if you don't know your job properly, and you need to learn how to do your job all the time. Refresh yourself. Excellent. Thank you. Now, what successes can you easily identify during a visit? These are objectives during the club visit that you are trying to identify. Okay, I wrote here first impressions, membership, fellowship, organization. Anybody wants to comment on that and expand on any of these things that we are looking for? We already discussed a bit of this. This is in the club visit report. Yes, Toastmaster Vikram.
Yeah, fellowship. Can you talk on the fellowship, please?
Sure. Fellowship is where, people are close to each other and they have a sense of self-support and camaraderie with each other. That's what we talked about earlier a little bit. They come to the meeting, greet each other, heartily. They ask about each other, how they were. They may even crack jokes at each other. So this is something you look for fellowship in the club.
Yeah, thank you. Got it.
Yes, because this is what makes us come to the club. And you see, if my club is very formal and droll, do you think after a hard day's work, I'll still go at 7 p.m. to the club meeting? What motivates me to go there?
Yeah,
It's
right.
It's a sense of camaraderie and fellowship with the members that makes me go there. I want to meet them again. I want to meet them every 2 weeks. This is very important. Or I can just go to any other club and give a speech. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes, Dr. Vikram. Any comment again?
Yeah, DTM Farooq, I have one question here. I have
Sure.
seen some clubs who do not believe or understand in fellowship. They say we have to go with the agenda, no talking in between, no cracking
Yeah.
jokes. So how far they are right, and how far this fellowship, as you defined, is right?
Yeah.
So do we have a balance or some thin line between it?
Excellent question. Again, I'll say there's no right or wrong answer here. It depends. Each club has their own culture. That's all right. Some clubs are very formal during the meetings, but during the break, they are very informal with each other. And they have a socialization session. Some clubs, even if you're giving a speech, some of them will give comments during the speech, actively participate in the speech that you're giving, make it interactive. That is a club culture. That is something that defines the club itself. And each club will have its own culture. So don't worry too much about it. There's nothing right or wrong. But that's why when you are adding new members, it is always better to encourage them to visit the club for 2 times at least. Don't try to sell membership to them right away in the first meeting. Let them attend a couple of meetings 2-3 times so they understand the club culture very nicely. And they join. And this is what the club is there. There are some clubs which are all about fun. And they learn in the meeting of fun, by making the meeting fun for that. Yes, Toswas, your side.
I wanted to note something, which is the difference that I've noted between youth, especially young people in universities, where because I've attended a lot of university Toastmaster university clubs, and other Toastmaster clubs where the average age is between 35 and 40. When it comes to the university, it is vibrant. There is a lot of slangs, and it's not like a straight and direct meeting with official language, with a formal language or formal use of language. There is a lot of use of slangs. It's energetic, but when you go to the other meetings, it's so professional, especially community meetings. It's so professional, done on time. There's you will find that it's so perfect and so shiny and so neat, which is totally different than the university clubs and other youth clubs that I found.
Absolutely. No, this is a very excellent point. Again, as I said, this depends on what the member is looking for in a club. Why do people join a certain club and why not another club? Some clubs also keep a balance between these two. So there's always clubs attract people with the like-minded thought. And this is why the founders and the charter members of the club are the most important people, and the coaches and the mentors are important because they set the tone of the club. You can be a completely different club. Like some clubs are debate clubs who thrive on debates and arguing with each other. Some clubs are fun. There's also a parliamentarians club who want to be following the protocol, because that is what they're looking to learn for. These are specialty clubs. Some are themed clubs. Some clubs focus on table topics more than speeches because that's what the members came for. And this is a good thing because this also encourages members to take up more than one club membership, because maybe you want to learn, you want to have fun, you go to one club, but you also on the side want to learn about parliamentary protocol because that is a requirement for you in your current job. You want to learn about debates because you want to be able to think and reply on the spot. So these are important things that you want to look for, but these are all helpful for the clubs. So this is very important. So this is where the fellowship first impression. But whatever it is, even if it's a serious club or a fun club, there's always going to be a fellowship and camaraderie, and you will notice this in the first impressions directly when you visit the club. So again, do not judge good or bad. Everything is right as long as it's work for the club and the members, it's okay. Because that's their culture. Okay, great. So what are some of the common issues that the club may need support in? Can somebody tell me about it? We already discussed about this a little bit in our talk. Most of the things are going to come back repeated and repeated in different forms. Retaining new members. Members not selecting their paths quickly. What do? You recommend them to attend new member orientation programs. They can't get members. Encourage them for an open house. Guide them. This is where the area director can work with the district and help them, support them. Club officers training. Again, officers don't know how to do the job. If you notice that, how can you do that? Club officers training. Sometimes they were not able to attend the district training. What do? You can arrange for them as another training for them for this club officers training. You can work with the district to arrange another one. Coaching. Now, as area directors, you can be available for coaching and supporting them. Not mentoring the clubs, but coaching. Because why? Most of the club officers, again, some of them will be new. They're looking at the area director to guide them over the rules, protocols, and the roles they need to complete. So this is very important. So what you may need to do is an area council meeting, perhaps. You can talk about it, or perhaps you can talk one-to-one about with the club officer and say, how do you need the support? How can you do your role? Some people do not know how to do the base camp. The VP education, what the roles and requirements. There are some protocols to be followed. A member may complete a project on a base camp. That does not mean they officially want to award it to the club. They may want to award it to a different club. So things that you need to be careful. You always need to reconfirm with the members before taking any decision on their behalf. Okay? So this is something that you can guide as a coach for them. Now, what are the other ways you can add value to a club during your visit? Okay, you can encourage and motivate members by mentoring them, and also pointing out to them what are the different awards the district and the TI has. The TI has Triple Crown awards that the district awards them, and they say, how many members did you sponsor in the districts? So they say if you sponsor 5 members, you also get a pin from TI. You sponsor 10 members, you also get a pin from TI. So these are things that incentive, because why? Getting new members could also be an HPL project for a club member. Encourage them and guide them and say, most of them are a little confused about how they can complete the high level projects. Try to guide them and make it simple for them. A high performance level project does not need to be too complex. It just needs to be with clear objectives and a reasonable target that needs to be there. That needs to be set. You can say the objective of me as VP membership, I will do a HPL project, is to bring in 10 members this year. What are the strategies you planned for that one? You can guide them on this one, all of these things. Okay. Any questions here? Any ideas that you can see that area director can add value to the club during your visit? Yes, Dr. Mohammed.
Maybe also introduce different sessions. I've seen a lot of clubs doing different stuff than only table topics. They will do debate. They would do acting.
Yes.
They would do something creative. So add the extra sauce of creativity in the meeting. As an area director, you can guide the leaders of the club and encourage them to be more creative and to add different programs to their club.
Again, here this is a tricky answer. You are there, but here as an area director, you can just suggest and give examples. You cannot enforce the club to do what they want. The club has their own club vision and their theme. The members have decided what their culture is. So what you can do is that you can always inspire and say, I like the way table topics were done in a different manner. If they did something different, recognize and acknowledge them. You know, some people follow table topics in a different manner. They will follow table topics in a debate manner. Say, encourage them and say, let them not feel alienated by saying that you feel you're doing something new or strange. Say, I like the way you do things here. I have also seen other clubs who do something unique. This way you silently encourage them with different ideas, but do not enforce it upon them. Okay. So again, as an area director, I think you brought a very important point, Toastmaster Muhammad Amin, and thank you for that one. We have to remember our role. We are observers and guides and mentors. We are not enforcers. Sometimes a club does not, you may encourage a club to say, we want to see you to be a distinguished club in the program as a distinguished club. They might say, we are not interested. You cannot force them on that one. You can encourage them. That is their club objective. No, it's a very tricky question, but again, you see, we are here to serve the clubs. The clubs are not supposed to serve the district. The district is supposed to serve the clubs, and the clubs are supposed to serve the members. And you as area director and the division director and everybody are there to serve the clubs because they serve members. I don't know if it will be a little controversial, but that's my opinion that I want to share. If anybody disagrees, again, that's your right. I don't want to enforce, I'm just sharing my point of view. Thank you. So, and be ready to recognize successes and support clubs to succeed. This is a very important point of the club success plan. Yes, sorry, it was Mr. Syed Fadil. You had a comment, sir?
Yeah.
Please.
Many clubs I visited, they are following the agenda same as strict. They most of the time 3 sessions, speakers, table topic, and evaluator. There is no new idea they put it as a fun or change the view to other place. So after a few months, you see the members, they are boring because they know next week what they have.
Yes.
If they put, example, Tanabis Toastmaster Club, sometimes we put joke master, we put fun, fun with a game. We put games, but learning from the games.
Yes.
As leaderships like this. So
Great.
the members, they are not feeling any boring.
Great. So this is if you notice something, but again, you don't point that out. Some things about the club, you point it out only to the leadership privately. Again, as I said before, this is a tricky situation that we find ourselves in. As area directors or any leaders, we have a tendency to think we can solve everything by giving them a session. No, it's better to sit back a little bit. Each club has their own culture, as I said before. They may be happy in it. We may have a different opinion, but we cannot enforce our opinion on others.
No, not enforce, just to idea, new idea.
Ideas, yes, if they ask, but you can talk with it with the leadership.
Yeah,
I
do it.
Yeah, great. And also encourage new members. This is also a chance, as you said, encourage members silently and say, go and visit other clubs also. So see how things are doing. Because this will give them ideas. Sometimes people are members only in one club and they don't learn anything from it. The other clubs are strange to them. When they go outside, they find out that, I missed out on certain things. Let the ideas come from the members. But you be there to support and guide them as required, to say how it can be implemented.
Yes, I do.
Great. Thank you very much. Great points. Thank you for that. Okay. And with this, I just want to share with you some links on the Toastmasters that are important. these are available on the Toastmasters website, like how to serve clubs through visit. There's a complete document on that one. And this, I'll just share it with you on the club. So this is like how you can, they have some scenarios and everything that you can discuss. So always read through this. There's one of the things I feel that we as Toastmasters, you pay a certain money to Toastmasters and there's a lot of resources we don't take advantage of. Do take advantage of those resources beforehand. I'll be sharing this presentation with the CGT team, and you will have link to all of this access and everything, so you can look at these links. So have a look at that and try to work it out. With that, thank you. We are just complete. So what I would like to say, if anybody wants to contribute during the question and answer session, also share that what have you learned from this visit session that you feel is important that you want to add in your club visit report, or any questions in general that you have, we can try to answer that. So we'll have, I think, 5 minutes, Mr. Timer, for question and answers. Is that okay?
Yes, that would be okay. Thank
Excuse
you,
me,
TTM Farooq.
can we delay it till the end, please?
No issues.
Yeah,
CGT.
because Alan
Yeah.
is already 2 minutes delayed.
No
Yeah,
problem.
thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much. Over to you, Master of
Right.
Ceremonies. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for this amazing workshop, Toastmaster Farooq Qadir. I was so excited to ask questions, but at the end of the meeting, I'll come back because I was taking notes, trying to see all the area director or area visit stuff, because I am lacking behind, and I feel like I don't feel like today is actually the deadline if I want the award, and I really want the award. So I have to finish my reports. I'll ask you questions by the end, but now help me welcome our second workshop presenter. He is none other than host DTM Alan Paul. He is a real Avenger, Best Area Director of the Year 2019-2020 in Kuwait. He is part regional debate winning team, IT professional dealing with MNCs, a champ of District 20, a father of beautiful Francesca, currently lives in the UK, loves to travel. If you want creativity, education, and fun, definitely you are looking for DTM Alan Paul. His workshop shows his personality, his workshop name. It is entitled Finding New Leads from Desert Dunes to Packed Rooms. DTM Alan Paul, give heart to first presenter. Yeah, sure. Let's give all the hearts to the first presenter. And DTM Alan Paul, floor is all yours.
Thank you, MC Bala Uthman. And special thanks to our first presenter, Farooq. That was a very insightful session. And I hope to share the question and answer session with you towards the end of this. Yeah. All right. So nice to have everyone here. Okay, I don't need to acknowledge all the leaders because I feel everyone in this room is a leader. It feels like I'm meeting old friends for a long time. Okay. How are you all? Great. Okay. So I would like to thank our CGD for allowing me to do this workshop, even though it was last minute. I am still here. Thank you for that, CGD. Oh, okay, I saw DD right now. Hi, hi. I'd like to acknowledge the presence of our district director, DD Mona. Okay, great. So I prepared some slides as well to make it look like I actually prepared for this session. All right. So I asked CGD, why me for finding new leads? I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people who are much better than me who had chartered multiple clubs. I just happened to only charter one club, and that is after struggling a lot. But if you know me, you know that I have some strategies which are kind of unique in some way. And I hope to share my experience here with you all. Are you able to see my screen, first of all?
Yes.
Okay, All right. It is a presentation, right? Not the notes. Okay. All right. So here is a picture of myself during my younger years and a little bit about myself too. I'm currently serving as the VP PR of Cardiff Toastmasters. Yes, I used to be in Kuwait, but District 20 has a strong retention. They are not allowing me to go away from the district at all. So I would like to thank the members, the community that we have over here for keeping me, for bearing with me. Thank you for that. Also, if you could open your cameras, it would be nice to see your faces. Thanks for all the hearts and emojis, by the way. All right. Great. So I'm currently serving as a VPPR. I was a past District 20 Public Relations Manager. And like the MC already mentioned, I was the best area director. I kind of hate saying that, but yeah, I won the best area director award for the things that I did during my term. And I will be discussing some of that as well because the workshop is all about finding new leads. I don't need to mention about what are the different reasons why we need new members. Our Farouk, I had already mentioned that. So that part is already covered. I'm just going to skip through that. I'm just going to ask you all a quick question. Before that, this is what I would be covering in my agenda. We have 2 interactive sessions. One will be a role play. So I'm going to bring 2 of you from the audience for a little role play. And I'll also be having a brainstorming session. So we might have a breakout room session. Our moderator is already aware about it. So listen, I mean, we'll be doing the last session based on the things that I had covered in this session. It's all about finding new leads. It's all about brainstorming and coming up with new ideas. I had some ideas that I will be covering in this workshop, but I'm pretty sure that all of you here will be having much more amazing ideas that we would all like to share with one another. Because after the end of this workshop, what I would like you to know about some of the strategies that we have, know about how to find new leads and bring them into Toastmasters, right? So that is what we'll be covering in this workshop. So my first question to you all is, you can put this on chat. How did you first hear about Toastmasters? Can you put that on chat, please? For me, while you're on chat, I'll just tell you how I heard about Toastmasters. When I was in university, a friend of mine was going for Toastmasters. That is when I first heard about Toastmasters. After I came here to Kuwait, I saw an article. It was for an area contest done by, if you know Nasima Khan. When she was area director, she had done an area contest, and I saw that in the newspaper, and I attended that session. After that, I also had a friend who told me about Toastmasters. So these are the different ways that I came to know about Toastmasters. I heard it 2 times before I actually joined Toastmasters. All right. Lama, you heard from a university. This is an ad for an open house. Great. A conference from my school friend DTM Faraz. Okay. That's great. How about you? A word of mouth. Okay. Anyone else? Oh, you heard it when you were 11 years old? Admin manager. Wow. That's amazing. I only heard about cartoons when I was 11 years old, but you heard about Toastmasters. That's amazing. Okay. Fantastic. So, okay, you got to know. Okay. From your boss. Rashid, you got to hear from your boss. You mean your wife, isn't it? Yes, I'm sure you heard it from your wife. I should have known. All right, great. So these are the different ways we hear about Toastmasters. And that is what we'll be discussing here, because the way we hear about Toastmasters is how we get a lead. And there are different ways that you can identify new leads. So the first session, I'll be discussing these strategies for identifying new leads. And these are some of the strategies that I had used. Okay, so first is local community engagement. There are various community events. There are educational institutions. I heard one of you, 2 of you, I think, mentioning that you heard it from universities and even local businesses. Now, community events, we can set up Toastmaster booths on local fairs, markets, community gatherings. These events usually attract a diverse audience of some way. Now, for me, for community events, there was a friend of mine. He's from the Philippines, and he has a community who has never heard of Toastmasters. So what I asked him as an area director is, can I come to your community and have an open house to talk more about Toastmasters? And he agreed as well. So this is a little picture that we have here from that session where we had talked about Toastmasters in that community. So it's always good to get details from your members if they have an association, if they have a community that they have. These are some of pictures that from that event. We kept it like an open house, and we had around 15 to 20 guests. We had more guests actually, and I had enough to even charter a new club, but I was focusing more on retention at that time, so we ended up having a lot of these members join our club instead. So a lot of things we learned in that, but the main thing is we had a lot of fun. This is my friend Freddie. He's the one who introduced me to the community. So that's the thing. If you know if there is an association or something, and if you can somehow have an open house over there, make it fun, set up booths, set up some sort of campaign, and do all these things, it'll be a nice way to raise awareness about Toastmasters. So that's about community. Okay, these are some of the things we did. We set up booths and all that. This was me back in the days. And also universities. My friend Sadiq is here. This is from his Arab Open University. We had various sessions that we kept in various different places. Now, Sadiq will be able to tell about all the open houses that he had conducted in universities. Wherever there's a university, if there is something that you would like to, we can do that. Now, as an area director, I believe the most challenging thing to do is chartering a new club, right? And they say that the second most challenging part is finding sponsorships. And I did get a sponsor from my event, and the thing is, they had approached me. It was quite fun. I was lucky enough that I didn't have to approach a sponsor. They were able to approach me, and that is the power of social media, right? So that is about universities. I'll talk more about sponsorship at a later point. And this is from my company. This is where we had raised awareness. We had an open house in my company, CyberMac, when I was in Kuwait. So I was able to show off some of my Toastmasters skills in front of my bosses. So that was nice. If you're working somewhere, it would be nice to approach them to do a demo meeting about Toastmasters. Now, we didn't end up chartering a club in my company, but a lot of my colleagues, they knew I was in Toastmasters. They used to see my posters on social media, but when they got to see an actual Toastmasters meeting, many of them had actually joined Toastmasters, and not just in my club, but in several clubs within our area. So that is a nice way to reach out to raise awareness and finding new leads. Okay. Now, digital outreach. This is another way. Now you might be thinking, okay, social media, digital outreach, this is all VPPR's responsibility, right? Now, let me tell you, I was a PR manager of District 20, but till now, I never had an opportunity to be a VPPR. It was strange. I'm a VPPR now in the UK, but I didn't get a chance. And many of them thought that I had already done this role. But the thing is, my role as VPM, president, area director, all these things, I used PR strategies. You shouldn't just think that, oh, okay, it's the VPPR's job, let them do that. No. These PR strategies will greatly help us as well. So whatever we used to do, we used to put it on social media. If there are webinars, if there are some free sessions that you can do for your community or for your university or for your corporate, do that in some way to raise awareness about Toastmasters. Even email campaigns. Now, most of us really, or what to say, we don't realize the importance of emails. We realize the importance of social media, but many of us don't realize about email campaigns. And there's one specific aspect that I would like to tell you. It's about the newsletters that we have in District 20. Now, when I was in District 20, I used to keep thinking that newsletters were these magazines. But when I came here to the UK, I realized that they send it as emails. They send these newsletters as emails. And this is an idea that I even told our current PRM and also our admin manager. And she took it to another level. Did you see the newsletters that we are getting right now for District 20? It is amazing, right? So, yeah. So email campaigns. Sarah, thank you for that. Thank you for the amazing newsletters that you're doing. Maybe we can have a whole different session on that at a later point. But email campaigns, if you can somehow get emails wherever you go, if you could get emails and, you know, promote them in some way, raise awareness about Toastmasters through these email campaigns, that is the best way to reach out and stay connected with the members. Moving on. Public relations, I had already told you. Now, media management. Okay, I have a video here. Now, during my term in the office, I had an opportunity to be presented in the news. It was Kuwait TV News, and I got featured 3 times. This was just one time where I could actually grab a recording, but I was able to get it 3 different times. So the thing is, how do we usually get this thing? Now, my first encounter with a journalist was when we kept a open house, a unique event. We had one of our members. I think most of you already know Shilpa Reddy. If you know Shilpa Reddy, she loves plants, and she was talking about how we can create, we can grow plants without soil. And what I did is I also published this in the newspaper. And a lot of people came for that single meeting. We were not prepared for that. And even reporters came for the meeting. So it was a big surprise for us that this happened. So if you are reaching out to media, if you're reaching out to newspapers, what I realized is if you just reach out saying we have a Toastmasters meeting, it may not really attract them. But if you have unique events, if you have really unique events that can really stand out, then the newspaper will feature, and even you can also get publicized in the newspaper. Getting publicized in the newspaper was something special for me because as a kid, let me tell you, as a kid, when I was in school, my parents used to show me the 10th standard and the 12th standard marks of people who were the toppers, and they used to say, Alan, when are you going to come onto the newspaper? When are you going to be featured? So when I got featured in Toastmasters, I'd show them, Mom, Dad, see that? So so it is nice. Very unique things we can get. We can always send our articles about Toastmasters to our local newspapers, and there are very likely chances that you can get featured. The more unique the meetings, the more chances of it getting published. Like if there is a unique theme, like we talked about recycling, which got featured. We talked about a comedy show, which got featured. We talked about this plants that got featured. So one of the themes, if that could be unique, they have like very high chances of getting featured. Also, wherever in your community or if there's a board, try to have a poster about Toastmasters over there because we received a ton of new leads just from community bulletins or notice boards as well. So try to utilize this as well for identifying new leads. Now, referrals. I always used to hear about sponsor awards. And for me, there was a misconception. This was between our whole club itself. We kept thinking sponsor meaning we pay for the member. But that is not how I came to know at a later point that it was actually known as referrals. So we encourage our VP membership to always, whenever a new member joins, always mention the sponsor. Because if you get 5 sponsors, you get a pin from Toastmasters International. If you get 8, you have an award from District 20. you have that 8-member sponsor award. So referrals are very good. They are known as the sponsor awards. Check it out with your club growth director. Same as here. If you can maybe share that awards once again, our members can see that. And also, always reach out to your alumni, even the ones who had left. Ask them, like, do you have anyone you can recommend to Toastmasters International? I did this a couple of times, and almost every time they always recommend someone, because alumni know that how much of an impact Toastmasters has given them. So just reaching out will make a stark difference. Okay, so the next one is engaging and nurturing these leads. Now these are, I told you about strategies to get new leads. Now we talk about how to engage with them and nurture them into leads. And for this, what I like to do is, let's have a role play, right? I want 2 volunteers who would like to be the volunteers here. Raise your hands. Rashid, I would like you to be a volunteer. Okay, and Area 20 Director Muhammad Amin as well. Okay. Rashid, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Rashid, and where did he go? Oh, yeah. Oh, there you are. Okay. Yes. So now let's do a role play, a simple role play. In this role play, what you need to do is one of you would be the VP membership, and one of you would be the guest. Who would like to be the VPM?
I can take
Rashid.
it.
Okay, yeah, Rashid, you can take it. And Muhammad Amin, you will be the guest. Imagine you're a guest and you have attended a Toastmaster. You saw all this publicity that brought you into Toastmasters, and now you have finally thought, okay, you know what? I'm going to see this place. I'm going to see what all this is about. So as a guest, you're approaching the club, and now you can start the role play. Lights, camera, action.
Excuse me, sir. I saw the ad that was sent through social media, and I was told that there's a Toastmaster meeting, and the theme looked interesting. What are you exactly?
First of all, to clear your confusion, we don't sell toast or anything else. We are a public speaking platform. We help people improve in their public speaking and leadership skills. Maybe, but you can understand. When you attend, you will know the benefits.
I saw in the agenda that you have 3 sections: prepared speech and something that is called table topics. Are we gonna sit on a table and do toasts?
If somebody asks you to, but otherwise it's not recommended because we have weak tables, so they might break down. Table topics basically is a impromptu speaking. We will give you a certain topic. It's a general in nature, and you will be given 1 to 2 minutes to speak about it. Consider this like a speech, but without any preparation.
Oh, okay.
Just like
So,
if you're married and your wife asks you a question, just think about like that actually.
oh, I think that will prepare me good for the questions that I'm gonna get at home. Thank you so much for that.
By the way, are you vegetarian or non-vegetarian?
Non-vegetarian.
Non-vegetarian. Okay, good. So we can plan biryani for the next meeting. You're welcome to
Thank-
attend anytime. So
Thank you so much. Thank
Hey,
you.
I'm a vegetarian. Do we have veg?
we always provide salad for you, so it's available.
Okay, thank you both. Let's give them a huge round of applause. All right. So we saw how, I mean, as a guest, if I were to meet the VPM Rashid, I would definitely know that this is a fun club to join. So thank you for that, Rashid. What about you? I mean, would you join this club?
Oh yes, for sure, definitely. After all of this.
Is it for the public speaking or for the chicken biryani?
For the biryani, for sure.
All right. Okay. So let's observe a little about what we did over there. Okay. So first impressions. This is very important, and a bit of it Farouk had already mentioned. And our during the area director visit, you will also be observing this the first impressions. So there was a warm welcome that Rashid did. There was a warm welcome, a brief about what Toastmasters is. Now, some of the things that were not covered was it's always good to have a welcome kit. Whenever the member leaves, it's good if they can get something from from your club to show a brief about what Toastmasters is, what the club does, and some of the ways that you can improve, and some of the testimonials. So we always have a member kit. If anyone has a member kit right now, it would be good to put that on chat so that other clubs can also see. It's very easy to create a welcome kit as well. If most of you know how to create newsletters, so I'm pretty sure a welcome kit would be no problem. And whenever they join, I'll always ask them like, is there someone you want as your mentor? Because this will ensure that, okay, they are on track. Because if I were to join and if I don't get a warm welcome, I wouldn't feel tempted to join that club. I will feel a little bit of a resistance, right? And if I know that I'm getting a mentor, I'll be like, okay, there's someone who can keep track of things. Like in this era of online courses and all that, the one thing that we are used to is seeing videos and everything, but we don't have anyone to follow up with. A mentor-mentee system is something that is really powerful and it will really have an impact with the guests. So these are the first impressions. Now, second is the follow-ups. Now you saw Rashid and Amin speaking. Now the guest has gone, but it's always important to have a follow-up with the guest. All right, so timely engagement. If the potential lead expresses interest and ensures that there is a system in place to follow up, whether it's like a phone call, an email, or a personal invitation to the next meeting, this will have a very big difference. Like right now, I am a VPPR in Cardiff Toastmasters. I don't have a VP membership role, but still, the amount of difference, like I have seen people contacting me on social media, I invite them for the meeting, and when the meeting starts, I see that some of these guests have not even come up. So I message them again on social media saying, hey, did you forget about the meeting? I noticed you are not here. And they would actually be happy. They're like, oh, I forgot about it. And sometimes they may even come for break. It makes a huge difference following up with them. And so always after a meeting, ask for their feedback, understand what they liked, what they didn't like, and any suggestions they might have. This shows that you value their opinion, and we are also looking to improve. So stay in touch, even if the lead doesn't immediately join. Like I took a year to join, a year, right? But because I was constantly being followed up, it made a really big difference. They might decide to join later, or the circumstances might change. So let's always make Toastmasters appealing for them. Third one, personalization. Not every lead will have the same motivations or interests. We all know this. Some of them might be interested to improve their public speaking. Others might be keen on leadership opportunities. So understanding them, I have seen VP memberships just going to the members and just having this pitch like, this is Toastmasters, this is what we are all about, this is going on. I would encourage you to also ask questions to understand what they would like. So tailor our pitch accordingly. I'm talking like a salesman. I should stop that. All right. And share stories of club members. Like whenever they speak, whenever they have answers, share different stories of the club members who had similar goals and backgrounds. And this will help them visualize the journey as well and the benefits that they can gain. And always involve them in club activities. If they show any interest, involve them in club activities or roles as well. I know this is going against the rules somewhat, but when I was a guest, I was on the second day of I attended the meeting. They just gave me the timer role, and I was like, I'm only a guest. They're like, it's okay, you do the role. I was so involved with the club. I was like, okay, you know what? I took up the role. I think I'm already a part of. I'll just do my membership. I'll just pay my membership. So, if they show any interest, involve them in club activities or roles. This hands-on experience can give them a taste of what Toastmasters offers, and can help in making an informed decision as well. So, this is how we can engage and nurture leads. Before we go into the brainstorming session, one more session, that is overcoming challenges and misconceptions. There are a lot of challenges that we have, a lot of objections that we face, and we'll be discussing some of them right now. So you would have come across, as most of you are already area directors. I'm pretty sure you must have done some role to come across this misconception. There's always guests talking about time commitment. It's a common misconception that Toastmasters is significant time commitment. So clarify to them that the meeting about the frequency of our meetings, and emphasize the flexibility in the roles and participation. Speaking anxiety, as like some potential members might be, staying back because of their fear of public speaking. So highlight the supportive and the non-judgmental environment of Toastmasters, where everyone is learning and growing together. And some of them think that it's only for professionals. It's a misconception. Like, talk about the diversity of our members, from students to retirees, and how everyone can benefit. Some of the objections, you have already heard this a lot. I am too busy. I'm not sure if it's for me. It's too expensive. So if people say I'm too busy, again, it's about time, right? Acknowledge their concern. Again, talk about the flexibility. They can choose roles that fit their schedule, or even take a break if required. Talk to them about the skills that can help them manage their time better in other areas of their lives. So when they say I'm too busy, it's because this is a good way to improve their time management skills as well. I'm not sure if it's for me. I've heard this a lot. Offer them a trial period. Keep inviting them for a few meetings without any commitment. Let them experience the Toastmasters environment firsthand. Like, even for a product or anything, we first like to have a trial period, right, to see how it is. I have a Netflix subscription. I first tried a free trial. Now I'm somehow using it for the past 3-4 years. So a free trial, something to get them involved, would be really good. Some of them tell it's too expensive. Now, it's good to break down the cost and compare it with other professional development courses, but let's be honest here. We all know that Toastmasters is not cheap, and I would never tell that Toastmasters is cheap. It is definitely not cheap. What I usually do is highlight the value that they get in terms of skill development, networking, and the personal growth. So never say that Toastmasters is cheap. If they say it's too expensive, these are the ways that you need to highlight to let them know. And I did hear some exceptional ones where they said that I'm already a good speaker. So this is a good time to tell them that, it is not just about speaking. There's a leadership track. There are networking opportunities. And mentoring aspects can even benefit the seasoned speakers. I believe all of us here, you're all champions, I guess, in public speaking. But why do you guys still continue in Toastmasters? You know the reason why. So you can tell them that accordingly. All right. So are we good for a breakout room, Moderator Dinesh? What
I
do you
have
feel?
to create.
You have to create. All right. Okay, can we create like 3 people at a time?
Okay.
All right. So the next session will be a breakout room.
3 people at a time, you mean 3 breakout room or 1 breakout room?
3 people in a breakout room.
Okay.
That is possible, right?
Okay.
If there are only like 2, then maybe just 4 people in a breakout room. Okay. So while our moderator Dinesh is happily creating the breakout rooms, are there any questions that anyone has? Yes, Mohammed Abin.
First of all, I have to thank you for this amazing session. I still remember you when you came to our university, AOU University, and I still remember the energy that you had. So thank you so much, and it's nice to see you back again on Toastmaster in front of us, teaching us some skills. How can we? You told us of like engaging guests with our roles. Now, as you said, it's against the rule. But how can we do that without breaking the rules of Toastmasters?
Well, I don't know if there's actually a written rule like that. Okay, we have the breakout rooms ready as well. So I will definitely answer your question, Muhammad Amin, during the Q&A. So right now I have a simple assignment for you all, just so that we are not losing time on this. Okay, are you able to see my screen again? You can, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the thing. What I would like you to do is go to the breakout room. You have a few minutes. You have like 5 minutes. Discuss and note down unique methods your club can think of for finding new Toastmasters leads. So you can consider both the online as well as offline strategies. You heard some of the strategies that I used. I'm pretty sure that every one of you have your own unique strategies. You can talk about things that you have already seen as well. So this is what I would like you to do. So think outside the box, maybe there's a local event we haven't tapped into, or perhaps there's a digital platform we have overlooked. Think about all these things, note it down, and what I would like you to do after coming back is present that one among your breakout room can present that, and we can all share these ideas together. Does that make sense? Okay, great. I'll see you guys back in 5 minutes. Vikram, timer 80 Vikram, you can also join one of the breakout rooms. You're
Yeah.
also an 80, so it's fine.
Yeah, thank you so much. I got the invitation.
Okay.
Thank you,
Fantastic.
DTM Alan.
All right. Is the
It is
breakout room
open.
open?
Whom you will announce the name, they can join it themselves. It is open.
Okay. Is it possible to automatically assign it to them?
Yeah, anyone can join. I keep it open.
I can see everyone is going to room 1.
Yeah, even I can see only room 1 and I cannot join also. I can join only room 1.
Yeah, 80 Dinesh. Can we do
There
anything
should be
about that?
six breakout rooms.
No. So far, I created only one. You asked me for 4 people, right?
I mean, what I meant to say is like 3 people in one breakout room. So maybe like have 6 breakout rooms so that 3 people can join at a time.
Oh. So
Is
you
that
mean
possible?
Yeah, I will do it.
Okay, all right. Sorry about the confusion.
I wanted to clarify because I thought he understood that. But it's okay.
Farooq, oh, you're waiting for the breakout room, right?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the additional breakout room. Because
Okay.
this one is overpopulated right now, as per your requirement.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. All right. I wish I could answer Mohammed's question, but he's not here. So while the breakout rooms are being mentioned, is there any other question anyone has?
I think he'll be closing the breakout room for a short time, so it will reopen again. So everybody will come back to the main room now.
Shiraz. Syed, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful session. Many things I learned, and I want the recording as soon as possible to share it in our groups because these
Where are we? Are
very
we back
valuable
to the
thoughts.
common room or we are still in breakout?
Now you all are in the
Main
now
room.
main room and DTM Alan. Now I created the 6th room. Now you can
Okay.
say me how can decide who will go to that room or let them choose themselves. It is your decision.
Can you just assign it randomly? So because I think that'll be better.
Okay. Give me the names. I will assign.
Okay. I mean, any random order would be fine. You can
3
choose.
people.
Yeah, 3 people.
Okay.
All right.
Room 1, Area 20 Director, Ahmad Asin. Area 8 Director, Shahid Fadil. And Admin Manager, Sara. The three people are assigned to room number 1.
Actually, Eri Dinesh, sorry. Actually, we can because of the time, let's just skip the breakout room. We should have
Otherwise, I
planned this
can
in.
give you the host.
No,
You can do
no,
it.
it's fine. It's fine. You know what?
Okay.
We can do it here itself
Okay.
because we are a
Okay.
little out of
Okay.
time.
Okay.
Let's do it here itself. Now, this is something that we learned, right? We learn how to get better at these things. Okay, so here is a question that we have for you guys. Is there any volunteer who would like to talk about some of the methods that they can think for finding new Toastmasters lead? Yes, Sarah? Okay, Sarah, yes.
I believe Toastmaster Mohammed raised his hand before me.
Yes.
No, Sarah. Please let Sarah
Yeah,
start. I
but
want to hear her notes.
God. Okay. Just something that had come to my mind was there are a lot of clubs that are there. For example, there's a book club. There are a lot of events that are happening in Bahrain, for example, and that's one place where you can join those events and talk over there, and that becomes your lead because those people are not part of Toastmasters Club. I know because I am part of a lot of book clubs. So there's that place where you get the exposure to talk about how Toastmasters can help them, and that is how most of the people that I met over there, they finally got to know and they joined a few clubs in the district. So that was one way that I feel that it's the book club integration where we are talking not just about fictional books, but we talk about non-fiction, and I bring up books which are related to public speaking, giving me a chance to talk about Toastmasters. And that was one thing. The other thing is a Toastmasters Expo, which I attended in Kolkata, and that was amazing. There you would not see Toastmasters as such there. You'll see non-Toastmasters there, and they meet speakers. They enjoy games. They enjoy the improv that is happening over there, and most importantly, there's food. So there's a whole lot of things that can entice the public, more so over food, specifically mentioning food. So that is one of the things that I really enjoyed. And we had a speed networking sort of a thing where you have elevator pitches. So you come up and you have to pitch to individuals. And if you win that individual goes to your club.
Wow. Okay.
So there was a lot of competition, healthy competition that was running around. At the end of the day, I believe the district was benefiting from that, and people were having fun. So these were 3 instances, I believe, unique ways that we can introduce.
Anyway, that's nice. Talking about books, that is one of your interests, isn't it? And you were able to find, yeah. This is another thing also that we did. This brings me to another point. Like Shiraz knows this. We thought we'll play football as Toastmasters in Kuwait, and we started playing football as well. And what we realized is, I mean, we also invited our friends, and soon it became more guests than Toastmasters. And these guests also always knew that, hey, we are all Toastmasters. And they were like, okay, this is such a nice gang that we have over here, such a nice group of friends. Let's give Toastmasters a shot. So we never know how different ways you can do, right? Yes. Okay, moving on. Muhammad Amin, yes, you also wanted to say something, right?
You can look for new leads in language learning facilities, especially English language and different languages that supports Toastmaster or Toastmaster supports. Like in Kuwait here, we have the British Council, we have different centers, language learning centers, where you can pitch the idea of Toastmasters and tell them how that can help students enhance their language. One of the pitches that we had in our university to grab more students to join Toastmasters is that they can enhance their language by practicing the language itself. a lot of the students were trying to get better in using English language, either by just speaking or practicing the language, or by presenting it on stage. So we would always go to language learning centers and pitch the idea there. Sometimes they would, the members of those centers, the members that are registered in those centers would come to us, and soon enough they would be members, and that happened. And some other ideas, we would introduce the idea of having a club in the language learning center itself, and let them practice Toastmaster and include it as an educational path for their students.
That's nice.
Already
Okay.
Toastmasters have the educational path, so that's something automatic that they can join in and happen.
Oh, okay. All right. That's really interesting. Thank you, Muhammad Amin, for sharing that. By the way, I had seen you in AOU, but now when I see you as AD, I didn't even recognize you. You have come a long way, bro. Great to see you. And yes, talking about language, that is also a great idea. I believe I had the pleasure of working with Shiraz and Priscilla when Mazrul brought in guests from a language, English language speaking institution. So we conducted a mega speechcraft based on that itself. So definitely, like we can do an open house or a speechcraft session. They would be really motivated to see what Toastmasters is all about, and most of them will turn into potential members of Toastmasters as well. So that is a great idea, Mohammed. Yes. All right. Anyone else would like to speak? I can see Dr. Asha is unmuted. Yes, please.
Can I?
Yes, please.
This is Dr. Asha, Area 12 Director and President of the Bahrain Medical Fraternity Toastmasters Club. We have regular medical events in Bahrain, and these regular medical events are sponsored by pharmaceutical companies in various hotels. And of course, as you all know, food is a enticing part. So we have many doctors attending these meetings. But I would suggest, like, if we can approach these medical companies to give us 5 minutes of their time and introduce like open houses, conducting open houses during these medical events. Like we have over maybe 300 Indian doctors. Then we have other nationality doctors, expatriate doctors in Bahrain, other than the local Bahraini doctors. We can bring awareness of Toastmasters to each and every medical facility and healthcare system in Bahrain and try and get more members. Like that is one idea
that's
which
nice.
I had.
That's a good idea. Yeah. I mean, if anyone over here, not just doctors in their profession, they can try this
Yes.
strategy itself, right? I
Yeah.
believe you chartered an entire club with health professionals, I believe, right?
Yes, we did,
Oh, yeah.
but we have very few members because of time constraints. Everyone is busy with either work or with family.
Time constraints are also something that you can talk about. Time management is one of the key things that we do in Toastmasters.
Yes.
Talking of time, I am running a little short, so I will take most of the questions. We'll stop the brainstorming session here. What we'll do is we'll take the Q&A. I'll be with Farouk. So before that, let me just recap. Today, we explored various strategies for identifying leads, engaging and nurturing them, and addressing their concerns as well. So remember, the growth of your club or your district is a collective responsibility. Every lead, every new member brings a unique value. So I challenge each of you to pick up one strategy at least that we discussed and implement it at least. I mean, it's the end of the month now, so at least in the next month, whether it's reaching out to a local business, sharing a post on social media, just as simple as that, or even inviting a friend to our next meeting, right? So thank you for your time, your enthusiasm, and commitment to our club's growth. Together, we can make our Toastmasters journey even more enriching and impactful. Back to you, MC.
Whoa. Thank you so much, DTM Alan Paul, for this interactive session. And thank you for all the thoughtful, provocative information that you've given us. And I even wonder if we can have more insight into after finding the places that we want to approach, how do we sell the idea of Toastmasters? Because that is always a big struggle. So hopefully in the future. Now it is time for our Q&A. Let's set a time for each. So how do you want this to go? Do you want both?
Yeah,
like,
we both can take up any of the questions based on the question.
Or even the questioner can address it to one of us. That's
Yes, correct. And as long as the questions are answered, anyway, it's fine.
Exactly. All right, let's set a time for this timer, please. And starting with questions, if you'd like to raise your hand to ask a question or send a question on the chat, and I'll read it out for you.
All right. Vala, one more thing, because you also asked a question, so I would like to answer that. Yeah, so you mentioned about how do we actually approach them once we identify the lead. This is about chartering a club, is it? Like an association or someone.
About what?
You asked a question, right? Like how do
Yeah.
we set things up? So this is also a leadership skill that we need to do. Like I have approached countless corporates as well as associations. I pitch them the idea of Toastmasters. I usually tell them what Toastmasters is all about, and you already know all about Toastmasters. So I tell them what Toastmasters is all about, the benefits that it has, and I tell them either we can have a demo meeting to show you how a Toastmasters meeting is. So in that 2 hours, we'll be able to answer all your queries. So we just need 2 hours of your time and we can show you that. Or we can even give them like pamphlets or something just so that they get the idea. So this is how I usually approach it.
Well, thank you so much, DTM Alan. And I actually have a question for Farouk if nobody else. Oh, we have hands
No,
raised.
as a timer, I would just like to time the meeting. Can we have 5 questions, 5 minutes, if that is okay, considering the time limit? So please keep the questions short and thank you.
Can we
And
talk about Vikram, please?
yes,
We can have 10 minutes for
sure, okay.
your
Sure,
questions.
10
Thank you
minutes.
so much.
I'll time it accordingly. Thank you.
Okay.
So, okay, thank you so much. Now, Toastmaster Muhammad Amin, go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, I have a question for DTM Alan. My question is in regards, if you remember, incorporating guests to our
Yes,
meeting
correct.
and how they can, add to the roles and be within our roles. So, is it against the rule? How can we do that?
All right. So here's the thing, like when I used to do this, people used to tell me it is against the rules, but I didn't see any such written rule. We as an executive committee took up this decision that, if in case a member is really interested, we can give them something small like the timer role or something just so that they get involved. Because 99% of the time, whenever we give the roles, they end up becoming members. So you can definitely do this. You can definitely try it out. Table topics are the best. That is where they get involved. But if they like to do something additional, they can do this as well. Hope that answers your question.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And if you've got any other questions, do raise your hand. We have a question from Sayed Fadil. Go ahead.
Sayed, you're on mute.
Yeah, he's muted. If we can help
Sayed,
him
please
unmute.
unmute.
Hello, good morning again.
Morning.
I have in my area 3 clubs. The problems I invite people as a guest for my clubs, but the problem each clubs have something specific for them. One club they look for a gender. They want only male. They don't want female. Okay. Second one, they want only one nationality, no others. Third one, the club it belongs to the bank, so they don't want anybody from outside. So how I invite the 3 kind of the
Yeah, this is closed clubs are quite common, right? So let me see, 3 different clubs. I'll try to answer it in 1 minute if possible. So first one was a club exclusively for men, right? So this is a targeted thing. So just like how there are women-only clubs, there can be men-only clubs where they can only discuss topics that they feel they can only discuss with them. So, uh, you know, where are the whenever you try to market, you can try to collaborate with local businesses, gyms, community centers, or men's groups only. We can promote it over there, and you can also host meetings or events that are catered to only that specific interest. I'm trying to think of what what only they can do, but yeah, if there are close groups of different categories, we can definitely do that. You mentioned about bank as well as one nationality only. Like this one, I showed you the community event that I did. That was uh, for members who are only from Philippines, and they only wanted to stick to the Philippines, and we respected that. So for them, that is a closed group, and they were able to market it. There are various different organizations where only people from the Philippines are there. So it would just be to market it to those specific categories. Also for banks. Now, for banks, that is a corporate. That would be a different level of marketing. Uh, it would be an internal promotion, so collaborating with the HR or the training department to integrate some of the sessions or with the banking industry network. Also talking about the skills that they can get in terms of bank roles. It will be like, say, for a clearer client communication, for a better team membership. So there are tons of different ways that we can target it for specific markets. So I hope that answer. I think it's a very big question. We can definitely take this after the meeting so that I can discuss some of the strategies with you. Because of time limitations, I will have to limit it here. That is fine.
Thank you so much. And now we've got a question from Toastmaster Dinesh Kumar. Go ahead.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony, and thank you to the both presenter, Toastmaster Farooq and DTM Alan Paul, for such wonderful your presentation. My question is that as already first presenter he covered all the thing as I make the text message now sign as area director, and DTM Alan Paul, you also stated in your introduction that you were a best area director. Here, there is no question, not query. Just give the two tips to our new area director how they can become the best area director.
Let
First, I
DTM
offer
Alan
to
go
DTM
first.
Alan.
Oh yeah. First of all, I have to tell that Dinesh is also an area director. He won the best area director. All right. So we can I should be asking him as well how he did it. All right. So for me, when I took up the role, I didn't think about doing the best area director role. It was just having fun with my members and all that. So when the time for submissions came up, what I noticed was a checklist of things that we had to do. And all I did was I just put in those checklists. I mean, you will also get at the end of your term to maybe submit for the best area director role. If possible, okay, here's the thing. If possible, try to get that checklist now and try to see if you can fill it right now itself, because that way you will be more prepared for your role. So that is what I did for my role. When I saw this checklist, I was like, oh, wow. I never knew such a thing was there, and I was just submitting them. And I submitted for the area director best area, and somehow I won. So that's all I did. Hope that answers. Now I'll pass on to Farooq as well for his comments.
Thank you, DTM Alan. I think that is the one thing, that is preparation and researching. That is one of the important things. As DTM Alan said, preparation. But one of the other things that you need to prepare for is you need to be aware of all the protocols and the trainings and all the things that are there that you need to learn. Because at the end of the day, you are the first point guiding clubs to become mentors. And once you do that, then comes the second hardest most thing, being available for all the leaders.
Yes, correct.
If they can approach you, you can guide them, and you are then if they then you are do your job effectively. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. And does anybody else have a question? Raise your hand if you do. If no one
I
else.
have a question from DTM Alan to me.
Yeah.
What if a club is not willing to do an area visit? It happens. A club may not want to have an area director visit on these things. So the thing is how to resolve that is to ask them the reason why it is so. It might be something personal or something, but if you can reconcile that, that's going to be okay. That's all right. And again, many times what happens is they may have a past experience where the area director enforced their opinion on them. Tell them you are different. I'm just going to come to observe and I'm not going to judge.
Mm.
So you see, communication is the key to breaking the ice. Sometimes there is a history, but again, communication is the key. And again, remember our role. We are there to observe and guide as if requested. Sometimes the clubs require a coach. You see, there are less than 8 members. If you are less than 12 members, you can be eligible for a coach. But the club does not want a coach. You cannot enforce it. The district cannot enforce it until the club wants it. So respect those clubs. They have their own objectives. Guide them, mentor them, but don't enforce. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was very thoughtful. It was a thoughtful question as well. Never thought that could happen. Luckily, it did not happen with me. But I have a question about area visits in general, the reports. When I write a report, sometimes I give, like, I was just writing a report now as we're speaking. So I gave 3-star, 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 but I wrote my comments. So I didn't give a 2-star or something. But then at the end, it wrote exceeded expectations. That's how it analyzed it for me. So I'm like, okay, I don't mind that, but does it have something to do with my next area visit? Like if it's below that, or it doesn't matter? What matters is my comments. So it doesn't matter what they say on the report, what the stars are to Toastmasters International. What matters is my comments and my input. So what matters?
Do you want me to take it to DTM Alan? Yes. Again, you see the area director visit and your comments and the ratings have no value unless you act upon it. Reports, even if they're excellent or they're worse, if no action is taken on it or acted upon it, they're just reports filed up for the reason. The purpose of the report, the whole purpose of having a club visit, good or bad, is to document that you did your job. Now, how you act upon it and when you act upon it, that's where the value comes. It doesn't matter if the club you gave it a low rating, but if you took action upon it, that was an effective club visit report. If you give it an excellent status, but you do not act upon it, it is not really an effective club report. And we know it in our hearts. That's the short answer. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That is very true. That is very true. Alrighty, who else do we have? Questions? I don't want to bombard you with questions, but I do have another question. So it's about the area visit as well. You screen shared a report shape or style. I did not find this style. What the style that I found were like points, and then I fill in these points, save, and it directs me to the other point, save until I finish, submit, and I'm given a PDF file. Is this how it is? Because it's my first time. Don't judge me.
Sure. No, this is when you're submitting it online and the customer club visit report. But there is a soft copy of the club visit report also available as PDF, which you can print out on the Toastmasters website. And I shared the link with it in my PPT, which I'll share with everybody later on. It will be there. Don't worry about that.
But both are the same?
Both are the same. It's just the formatting is different because visually on the screen it looks different and on the printout it looks different.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
All right, as many people have to go to prayer and we already don't have enough.
I guess just thank you, just to show the certificates, please.
To wrap up the meeting. All righty. So as we bid farewell to this amazing gathering of two amazing speakers in Toastmasters, DTM Alan Paul and Toastmaster Farouk Qadir. We remember that our journey in Toastmasters, it never truly ends. It is a lifelong journey of self-improvement, self-discovery, leadership development, and unwavering pursuit of excellence. So let us carry the spirit of the session with us as we continue to make a positive impact on ourselves and those around us. Remember that we are for Toastmasters and beyond. By the end, I'd like to acknowledge our CGD, DTM Siham Muhammad, for the organization and orchestration of all this setup. And let's go for certificates of appreciation. We've got a certificate of appreciation for DTM Alan Paul. Yay! And drum rolls for the next one. The Toastmaster Farouk Qadir. And next is recognition of Toastmaster Dinesh Kumarpal. Myself. Wala Atman, Faiza Kazi, our PR team, and Safa Salman, our PR team as well, and Toastmaster Muhammad Sadiq, our Sergeant at Arms, and Toastmaster Vikram Joshi, our timer, right? Thank you so much. That was wonderful. That was well put, well organized, and well planned. And thank you for having the beautiful smiles on your faces all the time. Amazing input by DTM Alan Paul and Toastmaster Farouk Qadir. Over to you, CGD, if you'd like to give your final remarks.
Thank you so much, our beautiful, energetic MC, for the wonderful performance for today. And I'm speechless. I don't have enough thanking words for our amazing workshop presenters for today, TM Farouk Qadir and DTM Alan Paul. But this is what expected from you leaders, always learning and teaching us. Thank you so much. And I hope you, inshallah, to see you in next workshops. And please stay until we finish the recorder, stop the recorder, in order to get any feedback you want to talk about or whatever advice you want to proceed with. Thank you so much. And you can stop the recording